So in this video, I'm going to talk about why every ball player basically runs the same build. And I think to myself, oh, I want to try a boss slash elite build. Yes, the elites are bad, but I thought it'd be interesting to just use and um, kind of try out. I have been playing Warlord recently because I've actually been quite enjoying it, and I am trying to redeem myself for something that happened to me. I was Arthur, and I died to a warlord, and it was because I didn't put any pink Fs into my stamina in the beginning of the game. I accidentally put it into shields, so I have to redeem it. Redeem myself to my teammates and friends. So this is me thinking to myself, well, okay, let me try a different ball build. Um, Once again, this is basically a cut and paste. Every ball basically runs this build. Um, I used to have 3 points into a boss cooldown just so I could summon it because I am working on uh, prestiging him naturally, and I can get the most amount of ball summons I can get is about 10 to 14, um, even with the quick cooldown, and that's with me like stalling out the game till like the very last second and just timing out the survivors. Um, as I say, here I am making the boss build. I'm trying to see what I actually need to keep fear on survivors and being able to do boss damage here. Because once again, boss damage comes from how much fear the survivors have. So I'm thinking about taking just the cooldown off of boss and putting it into the boss here. But I need one more point, and I'm trying to figure out where I'm getting this point. I want the elites. Um, I think that these two fear ones are necessary, but maybe just fear threshold would be good, and just not possessing the survivors. I'm finished with the possessions for survivors for the prestige goals. That was probably one of the easiest ones to do, and I want my ability to last long, um, so I could set up traps longer and not waste time. I think that cooldown on basics, even though I'm not spec'd into basics here with health or balance bar. I feel it's necessary just for levels and to instill fear on survivors. Um, so I quickly go over what I need there. I'm like, oh, shoot, I'm like halfway for boss summons. I think it's better if I just take some points from some places to put it into boss. Um, mark survivors damage is important, and another part where Ball's damage will come from. Um, the most amount of damage I've done with Ball was 1,200 against a Henry that was marked and max fear. Uh, so the reason I'm not done with the wins is because sometimes I throw games if somebody disconnects and the survivors are kind of just like giving up, and I'm just like, okay, well, yeah, I understand it's not a fair game here. I'm just gonna let you guys win. If there's three survivors left and they're trying very hard, I'll, you know, give them the honorable fight. Um, and I also will, throw games as well if, um, like they put up a good fight. They're dealing with the possessions like head on, and just, like they're giving me a good game, and that's important. It's just like sometimes when you play demon and you're just like swiping at the air the whole freaking game, it feels just like it feels bad, you know. Like I understand like they have to dodge and like not take damage, but like not to like not even like hit the unit that I'm possessed or shoot the unit I possessed just so that they could save all their ammo and health for the book phase just feels it feels awful. It feels like you didn't do anything the whole game. Um, of course, that is the best strategy to win a survivor is just not deal with demon at all and just deal with all the basics and elites that are not possessed, so that the only left demon left unit left is the possessed unit. So one of the things I regret doing this match is taking points off of my demon dash, and you really find out that demon dash is very important during this game. These survivors are very high prestige. They're, I think, this is a like the perfect survivor team comp against Baal. Um, like Pablo doesn't need to be P5 here. I think is the only one that doesn't need to be P5. Now I do see Leader Ash, and I'm just trapping out this area, and I get horrible RNG here. Like if it was any of the other survivors, that would have been fine. And I'm thinking to myself, well, he's coming this way. Is he coming for the map piece over here? Um, do not go for Leader Ash at the beginning, and you'll see why. Like, yeah, he doesn't have pink Fs, but he's in an area where he doesn't need it. I miss the Demon Dash, and I'm just thinking like, well, I don't see anybody else, so he's by himself. I need to get fear on him and start possessing, so I can get levels. But he's just losing fear so fast here because he's Leader Ash. He's the counter to Baal, quote unquote. Um, but see, he gets feared there, and still, like he's losing his fear so fast here. And then they get the map piece here too, and I want to get him into this little area so I could kind of trap him in that area, even though I'm not high, like I'm only level 4. And so they grab the piece here, and I don't have my ability here. I don't have anything, and I should have just left him. I should have flipped the car and just left him. Like this whole thing was like my downfall of why I almost lost this game. I mean, to be honest, I would have lost this game if they didn't run out of ships and during the book phase. So I see the Hunter Ash, and I'm like, okay, this is perfect. I don't have a basic build. I want to set these traps and get fear, and then put them in the little hut over there. Now, unfortunately, I was not trap 3 when I placed that first trap, and now I'm stuck in a situation again where I'm trying to fear him in an area where, and you see this Ash is very good with his shots and doing things that's in front of him. But the thing that he's bad against is his spatial awareness. I'll possess later on. I'll possess the Scotty and down him because the Scotty was behind him. Now he doesn't want to walk forward because the trap's there. He knows, he sees it, he tries to escape it. I possess this, waste out his ability. It's fine, I don't care because I wanted to reset the trap, and he just downs that. Yeah, so I think he has a really good shotgun here. I am struggling for Infernal Orders. He drops his gun. Don't have my Demon Dash because I took points out of it. So you really find out during this game that how important Demon Dash is for Baal. Um, because sometimes he just runs out of Infernal Energy way too fast. But luckily, I get really lucky on where this point is because it's that terminal. Now, I don't really win on this point, but I do put enough pressure where I make them waste enough ships. Now, once again, I think that this build is awful that I used. Um, any boss build is really bad um, because it requires so much setup for boss to actually work, and that's to have lots of traps nearby, like this, and being able to summon boss when your ability is up so that you could reset the traps. But the problem is when you're resetting traps and they're setting them off, you're losing infernal energy when you're in boss. And I decided to use my ability here. I wanted to just set the trap and save my ability for the other point in case they wanted to come here first. I know normally you would do the farthest point, but there are certain situations like Necro, and if they were very experienced survivors and knew what I wanted to do with them here, that they would go to this point first because I'm at a low enough level where I can't really apply that much pressure that I want to. Now, I think the leader Ash has fast forward on. He is P5, and yes, his Prestige 5 doesn't really um, benefit him in any way. It just cooldown reduction on his ability, but his ability isn't that powerful. The thing that I think is really good for Prestige 5 uh, Leader Ash is the 5 extra points that he could use for survivability, fears reduction, damage, and putting on fast forward. I'm not sure if this Leader Ash has fast forward. I see that Scotty's by himself. I thought that um, the Pablo was here. So I'm like, oh shit, if I do damage here. Now, unfortunately, I didn't put that trap in the right area. And he's able to heal here. I just want to put damage on him, but then I see that they're coming. I'm like, okay, Pablo's not here. I'll make him restart the point. Because I see Pablo's car over there. And I don't want them to completely reset so I can get some Infernal Energy. And, yep, depossess here. Possess the Scotty. I just want the prestige points here. I have enough points for boss, but like it's I haven't summoned elites yet either, and I don't have any chance to really possess anything. I don't possess the elites because they're too slow in this area. Like elites are pointless. Now you already used his depossess on me already right there. Now I see that Scotty has a legendary axe, and I'm just like, oh god, this is a GG for me. I am now panicking, thinking there's nothing I could do to win this game. You one hit, one heavy hit. I was basically dead. So I think to myself, oh, maybe if I could possess Scotty here, I can get it down. I go for heavies here because they're all grouped up and they'll take that damage. But now it's close enough to the point where I'm like, oh, I need to. Yeah. You see, Leader Ash got knocked back because of the heavies. I need to just take these cars now because, like I said, I am not high enough level to really deal with them. Um, I was not trying to hit that Hunter Ash. But so this is where the Hunter Ash really makes his mistake because he's like going for ammo and using ammo. And yeah. So thank God this car is almost destroyed. It didn't get destroyed, but it's fine. So I put one point in the boss because I'm thinking, well, I'm just going to summon it, but I put the rest in the demon powers, but I don't think that was a good idea either because I don't have uh, cooldown on my demon dash. Yes, I'll be able to possess the survivors more, but you could just look at the leader ass right there. Like, this view is not going up. And I know they're going to get the second point if leader ash is there because I cannot fear him off point. And even during the dark ones, like, his fear doesn't go up, so he's focused on the dark ones, and I literally have to focus on the other survivors. There's no point of, like, really trying to hit him. And I already have a feeling like this is going to be a book game. Now, you're going to see the survivors do a very good thing here, and that's. I thought yeah, Hunter Astro was going to shoot me, but he just kept running. Now, I try to hit him through the reach on the side with the spear, but yeah, it didn't work. Scotty was very smart. He didn't have a gun, and that was because he didn't want to down the support. Now I should have put fear onto the Pablo and possess him eventually, and just wail on the Scotty with the nail gun. Now I have to start swinging early because yeah, he's using lights, but I try to go for possess, but it's yeah, it's too late. I should have shot there. He was not behind the tree, but I didn't know if the Scotty had some gun, like a pistol or something. And then when I get close to him, yeah, I just, I just had a deep assassin there. So I'm putting points into Infernal Energy because I want, like, I need it. Now they took the car from Nopi to go to the point, so these guys don't have a car. Um, and they're looting as well. Now Scotty has fear here, and I wanted to put him in the shack at Nobi cabin, but he was just too far away. I didn't have the Infernal Energy. I try it, but it just does not work. And even if it did work, um, I wouldn't have the Infernal Energy to possess the unit. And I used my ability like an, an idiot. I thought I would get my Infernal Energy fast enough to set the trap, but yeah, it just did not work. So I'm making so many mistakes here that I decided to leave them and kind of put pressure on Hunter Ash and Leader Ash. Yes, I can't get fear in the Leader Ash as much as I want, but I could trap him in this area. Like, if the Hunter Ash is not careful, I could trap him. But I already used my ability. I don't have cooldown on my ability as well, so it's not going to work out very well. I I know he's marked here, so I kind of want to see if I can get him. I know he has to go through there, and I actually get enough fear on him here where I could put him in a situation. Luckily, he missed, and then I possess here, but I didn't possess the unit perfect enough, and I didn't have my ability up. If I had my ability up, I could. It would knock him back. Now he has a blue. I see he has a blue shotgun and a purple sword, so they all have very good gear. And I make the mistake and try to put my point here because I see him just standing there. I didn't think he was going to do anything, so he just headshots my unit. So once again, I'm struggling. I finally have my ability here, but I don't want to use it because I need it for point. They're here now. I'm kind of just placing proxy traps because there's not enough things here. And I possess. This is where I find out that the Hunter Ash is not very special awareness. It doesn't have any good in it. Unfortunately, I die here. And then he immediately goes for this that I don't. And my unit's right there and doesn't hit him. He uses his ability. I have boss, but my boss isn't leveled up all the way. I don't have time to put points in here because there's enough units on the point that I'm trying to put pressure on this Hunter Ash as well. Like once, if I take the time to put points into units, they're going to be clearing out those units as well. Now he gets my shots out here. I put myself in the trap. I know the Pablo has a nail gun, so I was kind of possess him. And once again, I'm just trying to put as much pressure as I can. I just depossess this because I don't really care. I need levels. I know this is a book game for sure. And this is where you're like, okay, Hunter Ash is toying with me, and I understand. There's nothing I could do. I'm surprised they're not like just standing in this light source, and I'm really surprised here that they're not just staying in this light source. Most players I play against just stand in the light source. Especially with the leader Ash. I'm able to get one good hit there. Scotty's almost dead. So the Hunter Ash is very good at dodging. I mean, these are elites, so they're very easy to dodge. But once again, I'm just trying to make him waste his ammo. Now I finally have time to use the actual points. I put into boss, and I'm thinking to myself, I can't do anything with my basics here, so I'm not gonna put any points in here. And now I'm playing for Buck. I need to put pressure on them. I know they're going for Shemps. I need to just put pressure on them. And I'm not gonna lie, I was stressing this whole game because I didn't put good early pressure on them because of my build. So now I'm doing something that I don't normally do, and that's throwing survivors into traps. And just trying, like I said, I'm just trying everything in my toolkit to stall them, but it's not good enough. I know they don't have any Shemps left because they would have gave it Shemp to the Scotty. So they're going to Pain Manor. I thought they were just going to go to Fishing Village. I mean, Fishing Village, there are a lot of traps at Fishing Village, but like the Fishing Village traps are so easy to dodge. And you'll see that the leader Ash is the actual one that does the dark ones here, or the ancient ones, I like to call them. And there's nothing I could do to him. Like I know there's like if I summon a basic, he has enough dodges and not enough fear where I'm not going to be able to do any damage to him. He obviously has a damage reduction build for him against Baal. So I just want to put pressure once again on this Hunter Ash, and I want to put him in a situation where I can trap him. But he's in an area where he doesn't stay feared. And so I'm feeling kind of hopeless here right now. I see the Scotty. I don't have my Demon Dash or my ability. And so I try to trap him here with just one unit. I tried to put a basic, but it didn't work. So I kind of stand in front of the door, and I am able to hit him there. But yeah, one swipe, he's able to get out. Like I said, I'm doing everything I can. I saw that he grabbed the shemps there. I'm trying everything I can to just do damage here. I normally don't do this, but I felt like I couldn't do anything really. He unfortunately got the shemp off, and I am just struggling to do anything right now. I don't have the infernal energy, but I finally get the final 2 points for my elites here. I already placed an elite trap. Now, there's a trap here, and I want to trap the Scotty. I want them to finish the point so that I can throw the Scotty into this trap and be able to have 2 elites. But once again, that doesn't work. So I possess the elite here, hoping that they finish, but they don't. So then luckily the dark ones are helping me here. The trap goes off, and I'm able to get this Pablo. So their healer's down. And I have 2 elites now. And I'm just swinging, just hoping the book starts. I know there's a cooldown before the book actually stops. So now they don't have heals here. And that's probably because they started at Terminal. So they didn't have, or Pain. So they didn't have Shems here. But that axe is just doing so much damage to me. And the leader axe is buffing them. So now I use boss. And watch how fast my boss dies. Like, yes, he's a tank, but the cooldown, like the slow, like when he goes to downward attack, it's so slow to recover. I don't know why they did that. Now the hunter actually goes off because he doesn't have Shems, and now the leader ash is down, and so now they don't have that damage buff, so they're not doing as much damage to me as they were. So I kind of have hope now that I could get this. I missed the swipe, and I'm worried now. I'm like, oh no, that was a bad swipe. Luckily, I had the 6 seconds that I put on here. So my build does work on Buck, but like, and it's not viable. Like, this team should have won. So it's a good book build that I created, but not good with anything else. I mean, they should have won there, 100%. Thanks for watching.